Good, was it afternoon? Good afternoon, you guys. Welcome back to my channel, Ashira Star Goddess. Hit that like button. Appreciate it. So, the title of the video today is pertaining to the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. I think it's book 6, somewhere in book 6, if you guys have that book or have the PDF. It's book 6 that I'm quoting from the Emerald Tablets as the title of this video. And those of you who are, well versed in the Emerald Tablets and have read it several times, then maybe you understand what that means, or the veiled one is. Come on in, hit that like button as you come in. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hit the like. Y'all like my little chain? I did a little extra for y'all today. Thank you. So, mighty and strange they veiled with their powers. Thank you, Terry. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Mighty and strange they veiled with their powers, silent, all-knowing, drawing the life force, different yet one with the children of men. I, different and yet one with the children of light, custodians and watchers of the forces of man's bondage, ready to loose when the light has been reached. Mighty and strange they veiled with their powers, silent, all-knowing, drawing the life force, different yet one with the children of men. I, different and yet one with the children of light. Custodians and watchers of the force of man's bondage, ready to loose when the light has been reached. First and most mighty sit the veiled presence, Lord of Lords. The infinite nine over the other, from each the Lord of cycles. They're talking about the chakra systems and the different energies and souls inside of man. So, veiled, certain energies inside of you that are observing how you walk, talk, eat, act. Silent, drawing all the life force, different yet one with the children of man. I, different and yet one with the children of light. So that means these energies are different beings, different races, of men. And they are watching, and they are custodians. They are custodians, which means someone has custody, which means they are inside or embodying another being, another person. So they're watching from within each of us through veiled, because a lot of people aren't aware that sometimes people's energies are within you, and they can, latch onto your energy and kind of witness the world and your feelings through, this type of thing, all the stuff the celebrities be doing and stuff. And also, the secret societies and people that practice this type of magic. Okay. And Thoth says, deep in the silence, first ye must linger until at last ye are free from desire, free from the longing to speak in the silence, conquered by silence, the bondage of words. So this represent a melanated spirit or energy inside of a pheomelanated person, having to witness and just like the show Lovecraft Country, basically. living through another person's avatar, but unable to really look and talk like yourself. So basically, that's it. You're getting to walk in someone else's shoes and kind of learn and see what life is like through their eyes. And once you're conquered by silence, you become the bondage of words, which means you become trapped inside of thinking, that thinking. Okay. And a lot of people can be trapped inside of a mindset. Okay. And abstraining from eating until we have conquered the desire for food. That is the bondage of soul. So, abstaining from eating until we have conquered the desire for food, that is bondage of soul. Then lie down in the darkness. Close your eyes from the rays of light. Center thy soul force in the place of thine consciousness. Shake it free from the bonds of the night. Place in thy mind, place in the image thou desireth. Picture the place you want to be. Vibrate back and forth with thy power. Loosen the soul out of its night. So this is when I guess the shift is occurring, and that energy within that body that is, of a melanated person will start vibrating at a certain speed until it takes over that vessel, or until it frees itself from that vessel. And it says, vibrate the soul from out of the night, out of its night. Fiercely must you shake with all of your power until at last your soul shall be free. So when it says shake with all your power and vibrate, it means you have to be vibrating at such a high rate and a high speed to take over and free your energy from another being, which means if you are walking around like me, and let's say someone has my energy within them that they tried, that they stole or whatever, all I have to do on my end is vibrate super high. I have to eat properly. I gotta, some people will exercise and work out and drink, whatever, take elixirs, just they must be vibrating on the highest they can vibrate. And as above, so below, as within, so without. So if you're vibrating super high and you're vibrating higher than the person that tried to take you in, guess what? You coming straight up out of them. And that's what they count on. That's what they count on, because when you rise up, you take some of their soul with them, with you, into the ethers or wherever. So that's the only way that their soul can reach the ethers and to go be reborn and reincarnated or be on the other side, the quantum, the quantum tunnel. So as you free your own soul, you free their soul. So basically you save their soul. When they steal your energy and you vibrate super high, you save another person's soul and your own from being trapped within them. So that's why if you go on Instagram, you're going to see all these people working out. They got on red and stuff. Like, Nick Cannon on there trying to work out. And he ain't working out for the reasons that you think. Okay? Because people make deals. If you free my soul, you keep your job on, whatever. You know what I mean? That's why they call a lot of these entertainers rappers, because they rap your soul and they try to free you. Or they call them entertainers. They are inside of you. They are containing your soul to go up. Okay. Until, so if you feel you done got, if you feel like you're under somebody else's influence, or you just feeling some weird type of way, you need to start to vibrate at your highest frequency and free your soul, because you don't want to walk around with that feeling, or looming over you. You don't want to vibrate on their level, and feel like you're in bondage from, for some reason. A lot of people are walking around, like I said, feeling depressed and weird and not themselves. Well, somebody probably didn't got you and you don't realize it, because that's what time it was this month and last month. And for a while, the whole election season, that's what elect means, to elect someone to free your soul. Okay. Elect someone to preside over you. And that's what I'm saying. So drink a lot of water, eat a lot of high vibrational foods, take your supplements or whatever you're doing. And that feeling will leave, be gone. Okay. Stay hydrated. Yes, of course. And that's why I always have my water, y'all. Think people try to, and it's a pride thing as well. They don't want to tell you what you're doing. They want to trick you into it, because pride is, a hell of a drug. But when you know, you know. And, I feel that a lot of people that practice this and understand this and have read like all the ancient texts and know all this occult knowledge, they understand what it is. So, I don't think there's a need to be prideful, because I feel that anyone would do that for someone if they treated them, decent and nice. Most people like to help other people and do favors and stuff like that, because they would want the same in return, but it's supposed to be as above, so below. And let's just face it, it's not. Well, I will say that it hasn't been like that for a while, but now it's trying to get there. You know what I'm saying? People are making huge moves to make sure, there's favor in a certain direction. Okay. I'm referring to the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. So I think it was book 6, somewhere in book 6. You said December 4th kicked it off. December 20th will be Days of Remembrance and Termination. And so, thank you. Thank you, Cryptonomics. Yeah, Chris Brown posted search graphene. Yeah, I posted that on my Instagram. If y'all go check it out, on Ashira Star Goddess. It's just, it's a quantum material that has been created. The quantum material. And it's shaped like the honeycombs of like a beehive. And it's basically a way to veil yourself, to shift. What do you think about all the Black deaths in celebrity world? Well, sometimes I think they're real, and sometimes I think they're fake deaths. And I also think that a lot of people sign contracts that they don't read out of desperation. And that's how people take advantage of other people. I also feel that sometimes people do fake their death to push a point across or an awareness across. But at the same time, if you go back and read in a lot of different books about alchemy, a lot of alchemists fake their death. And they disappear, or they go live somewhere else, or they change their entire look. Or they really die, or, whatever. But it's worth looking into for the knowledge and information behind it. But I don't really focus on any of that, because it really doesn't matter. It's the message that you received. And also it's a lesson not to be so desperate for fame. Okay. Because so many people are desperate for fame that they don't know what they're getting into. They don't do any research, and it's just showing you how desperate people are for fame. Okay. Like, let's just face it. There are more rappers that are desperate for fame, and more, rappers that are desperate for fame than anybody in the world. Okay. You don't have certain people out here chasing fame. They're chasing other type of careers. They're going, they're writing books. They're doing other stuff, starting businesses and whatnot. People that are desperate for fame are probably not real well read or versed until it's too late, and then they have to figure their way out of it. And if you get caught up in the money and in the fame and the women and the drugs and stuff, you won't remember to figure your way out of it, or you won't take it seriously, or you won't know, or you won't care. And so, when that happens, you don't know what you've done until, I'll say your number is called, or when you don't want to comply to something, or, whatever. The wording is very important, because even in the Constitution and in the Miranda rights, it tells you exactly what position you are in as a person of color. So basically, when they read you your rights, when you get arrested, listen, you have the right to remain silent. Y'all know what silence means, and I just read it to you. Silent means low vibration, less frequency. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be held against you in a court of law. So basically right there, they're telling you, if you are brown, that's going to be held against you in the court of law, period. Yeah, anything you say, anything, and say, speak, and sing are code for you melanin. Okay? Silence, instrumental, tune is code for, someone maybe of a lower frequency that may have a little bit, but basically feel melanated. So when you decode, when they read you your rights, basically the browner you are, the worse your sentence is going to be, period. And if you read the Constitution, I'm pretty sure that's super coded too. Okay, so all the laws work against you here on earth on purpose, because everything is a trick, and they really want to, try to dominate over you so hard that you lift yourself up, vibrate super high, get your soul and take theirs with you. Okay. That's the reason why they have all these things that provoke you and trigger your emotion and get you to, start knowing who you are in ABC. Because when you wake up and start to vibrate at a higher frequency, then, you free them as well. And then, when their energy recycles or is reborn, hopefully they learned their lesson in that lifetime. You get blood on the hands and they go into you. Well, yeah. And you know that the whole secret society is to just trick people into not knowing who they are and using their energy and power to come in and come back out, go in and come back out, and, this and that. But at the same time, you're also given knowledge on what's going on, but they put it in books, but they keep other people, distracted with silly things. And so the cycle of what they call slavery will continue. Mental slavery is going to continue until people start researching who they really are and learning about themselves and not allowing these things anymore, or at least getting compensated heavily for it. You know what I'm saying? Because I think if the playing field were even and people knew that they needed each other, then everything would be equal. You know what I'm saying? Right. Everything would be equal if they understood and knew. You think you made the connection. So what's the frequency so they can get out with us? Yeah. They're raising the yeah, of course. That's why they're doing the 5G and all this stuff, waking people up, because if you wake up, they get free. But there's a back, you know, there's a back into that, you know. Once you wake up, they can also put you back to sleep. If they can wake you up, they can put you back to sleep. That's why your diet is important. If they can raise a frequency, they can lower a frequency, especially with the 5G and stuff. Just remember that. A lot of people are waking up so people's souls can be free. But then when that harvest, I'll say, is done, then they can slowly turn it back down if they want. Or they can, you know, say, oh, well, y'all need to mix, so, you know, we can keep the frequency up for a little while and whatever. So it's up to you to keep your frequency higher on your own, because you never know. You never know. And that's with any race, you know, that's with any race. As long as your frequency stays high and you're aware of certain things and you have knowledge, you'll treat people accordingly and not to how society instructs you to treat them, so that they won't know who they are. And that's another part of it, you know. Understanding who people are also affects how you treat them. And it would probably help, you know, a lot of imbalance that's going on, a lot of racism and things like that are going on. Mm-hmm. So that's been the confusing part. It seems like 5G would be put in place to block out the high frequency that's coming in. Well, here's the thing. 5G increases your melanin production. You know, thank you, Mango Tango. Caught you live. Love your mind and understanding of everything I have learned from you from the start, or from the stars to the dusties. Thank you. Thank you, Mango Tango. I appreciate that. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Yeah. You know, a highly vibrating source of energy is melanin. So that's going to get it vibrating from within. Okay, y'all don't understand the science. This is why I tell you guys to go do your research. Like, someone is asking if 5G, I thought if you vibrated high enough, 5G wouldn't affect you badly. This is what y'all aren't listening, because y'all aren't doing the scientific research yourself. It's kind of like trying to explain science to someone who hasn't read the chapter as a teacher. Okay, 5G, not good for everybody. Okay, listen, 5G is not good for everybody. It's good for some people, or it doesn't affect some people, but it also is bad for other people. Okay, 5G is very selective. That means if you don't have the melanin on your outside to absorb radiation and convert it into energy, which means you have to be brown, then 5G can permanently damage your DNA. Okay, if you are brown and melanated, but you have a low immune system and it's continuously fighting off all the toxins in your body, and you know you're not fully able to transmute that radiation, then you will have a problem. If you are an unhealthy, low vibrating person, you may have a little problem. Okay, that's why I say go vegan. But if you are healthy and you melanated and you don't have any health issues, then that will actually increase your melanin and your energy and start to act like Wi-Fi to your mind. You know, You'll be able to pick up on things, probably give you more psychic ability. It will increase the melanin inside of your pineal gland as well. Thank you, Rosita Sprinkle Sprinkle. This is why they're creating, this is why they're making us Noah's Ark. Because when stuff gets permanently damaged in other people's DNA, they need a way to preserve that DNA for future generations to come. Okay. So they're going to disguise it as something else so that people will line up to accept being Noah's Ark. Okay. So listen very carefully. 5G is not good for everybody. 5G has been around for years. Okay. 5G is not good for everybody. This is the reason why a lot of people are not well. Okay. All right. Y'all need to go to, thank you, Avery. So a lot of people are not well because they're being permanently damaged. Okay. Or their immune system is already low and they're fighting off the very thing that they're eating on a daily basis. And so their immune system is too busy fighting off the toxins that it's being fed daily, and it can't fight off, or it can't use the rest of its energy to, absorb the radiation, or at least, help with, protecting the body against certain things, because it's too busy trying to detox its own, food. You understand? So it's kind of like, giving someone too much work so that they can't do the main job that they were hired for, giving someone too much side work that they can't focus on the real job that they were hired to do, So this is why a lot of people, are not well. And this is why they're trying to make certain people Noah's Ark to preserve certain DNA. And and what helps your cells to stay oxygenated is superfoods, vegetables, spirulina, chlorophyll, all of these things. You guys know this. It's not new. And so this is why a lot of people are doing that, so that they can avoid dealing with a lot of these things that are going on right now. They just say, I'm just going to vibrate higher and, I'm going to be right. Okay. And some people don't take that approach. Is it skin that's the issue, or the DNA the issue? Both, because skin is in your DNA. If you lay down and have a baby with someone of a different skin color, that skin color is going to transfer through the DNA. Okay, so skin is your DNA. Skin is in your DNA. This is, I'll just use a sun. I'll just use us, a what do you call it? Solar panel. What color are solar panels? They're black, right? They're black because that color, anything of a darker color, absorbs and transmutes solar radiation into energy, including skin. So that's why you can have someone with dark skin outside all day and they don't blister or get burnt, because their skin is absorbing that energy and transmuting it. So How do they come back if a person's DNA is damaged? They do, like, let's say your DNA is very damaged because of the 5G, and you don't have melanin, right? If you try to have a child or procreate, that damaged DNA is going to be passed down to that child, and so on and so forth. This is how you get all the diseases, the stuff that pops up out of the blue, some weird stuff that, the doctors ain't never seen before, or some type of disorder, and because of the damaged DNA. So more disease, more illness in the future, which cuts the lifespan or the life expectancy, or, the birth rate. So now you have, people needing to preserve their DNA somewhere, because 5G is everywhere, unless they store it underground. But then, the quantum aspect of it all is, if your energy is within another person's quantum body, then it is also protecting your energy as well in your current body. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like an embodiment of something on one side that's allowing the image of something on another side to still exist. It's very quantum. Okay. So in the Bible, it says, man was made in the image of God. But then sometimes it says God is within, or you are an embodiment of God, which means when you make something in the image of someone, it's not the actual thing. It is just a photo. When they say God or the Lord or whatever embodies you, that means that's on the inside. That's within. That is, the essence, and the body that it embodies is basically the vessel that energy or that source energy is using. So therefore, that person or that being becomes God in the moment that it is embodied. So the reason why they say in the image is because it's not. And the embodiment is because it is. And so if I embody something and then I create an image of it, then the image that I have created is not the same as what is embodied. It's just a reflection. Without the embodiment, there is no image. Okay? Without the embodiment, there's no image. Without the soul, there is no spirit. That's what it is. And so now people need to understand that, but they won't teach that, or, you have to seek that knowledge out on your own and find it. But then you have so many people that are walking around unknowing, and they're just very clueless. And I don't think people want to be clueless. I don't think a lot of people don't understand, what to even look for sometimes. But they do have social media, they do have YouTube, and they can seek it out if the question ever pops into their mind, Okay, so the people are asking about themselves if they're mixed. Okay, they talk a lot about mixed people too in the Emerald Tablets. It's basically, I'll tell you what they call mixed people in code. Crazy. They call them crazy. They call them, like, they'll have them play crackheads in certain roles, because crazy means cracked. Like when you craze paint, it means it looks crackled because it's cracked. There's fractals in it. That means there's white and black, or there's different races in it, in the cracks. There's valleys and peaks, basically crazy. So that's why Chris Brown has that song. He about to go crazy. Everything, So they call them crazy. They call them holy, because it's the same thing. Cracks or holes. So they refer to mixed people as kind of like a dice, rolling a dice. You don't know what side you're gonna get. You don't know, what their best interest, who their best interest is, and da 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 da. You don't. Yeah, Prince, let's go crazy. Exactly. That's why you had Mariah Carey going crazy on camera, because it was all a stunt. So, and the thing is, they're both observing at the same time. It's kind of like being two in one. And they're both observing both sides at the same time of humanity, and they're basically like the scales. They say, I see you, I see you too. And they're making notes, mental notes, and they're and that's what it is. They're just they're understanding both sides and observing both sides of the coin. Right? But at the same time, depending on their balance, I'll say, the amount of balance that they have as far as their frequency or their melanin is concerned, is also a factor. You said the bridge can go to heaven or hell. Yeah, it all depends on which way it vibrates the most. Okay. But they also use the joker or the trickster as a way, or the double as code for that, or they also use certain names to say mixed, but in code. So a double, or a clone, or a person that is crazy, a person that is, this or that, the yin yang sign, something like that. The silent partner. Me, myself, and I. So you have to understand. And the reason that the mixed race is needed at this time is because they become almost as a judge, because there's too many people that are one-sided. They become almost a judge in a sort of way. Especially when energies try to enter inside of them, they may not get free. They may. When they turn up that 5G, that person may decide, well, I'm not feeling that today. And then the other frequency may take over. And kind of like, they have to start over somewhere else. So it's kind of like a very big gamble. If you listen to Drake's songs and his words, he talks about it a lot, especially on the Scorpion album. I like that Snoop and voiceover commercial of that white man typing to steal that Amazon package. I haven't seen that commercial. Um, mhm. So I don't understand how y'all don't know some of these things. You said Dre is mixed. What did you think he was? African Americans are mixed. Y'all think y'all 100% from, motherland DNA, unless that's where you came from? There's people that are more mixed than others. But yeah, you go, if you went to check out your DNA, you got something in there that's not black. You got some white up in there. You, I bet everybody, y'all got white in you. Anybody that's been here for at least 7 generations got some white. It may be a small percent, it may be 20%, it may be 15%, it may be 10%, but you got some, especially if you've been in America for over 7 generations or 5 generations. I don't know. Right. But you got a percentage. And then if they say you have something else in you, like, well, you have native in you. Well, what does native have in it? They got a percentage of it too. So it's kind of that native is a wrapper for the other percentage of a different race. So that's how you can explain a wrapper. So let's say you're African, Native, Caucasian, and Asian, right? Well, if you take Native and you take that DNA and then you analyze that DNA, what's inside of that? Is it also Asian? Is it also Caucasian? Is it also African? So you're wrapped inside of another race, and then that's inside of an African American, which also has within there white and maybe some Asian. So everybody's basically mixed, especially if you are not 100% something. Now, you don't have to be mixed as far as having 2 different races of parents, but your DNA is mixed enough. That's why, if you've noticed the colors that they're using to represent African American, Black, mixed, or like Latino, you'll see a lot of green when you see brown, but like mixed or brown would represent, like the green color. You'll see a lot of people wearing green and stuff. Then you'll have the blue, which, 2 Black parents, Black enough, but if you take apart that DNA, you're gonna see something. Then you have Black, okay, which is 100%. Then you have the red and the white, which is the Asian and the Caucasian. The yellow would be like the Jewish. The orange would be the Jewish and the white mix. Just do your color wheel, baby. Now you see all these people on there wearing orange. They made some good deals. Go on Instagram. How many people are on there wearing orange? Orange ain't a popular color today. It's not really popular. Why are they wearing orange? Because they wear the colors that they're transmuting. Okay. Now, I'm not always wearing no colors that I'm trying to transmute. I'm just going through my closet. So y'all don't look to me for that. I'm just going to dress how I feel. But Why do you think they make the prison uniforms orange? Who do you think? What you think they? It go deep, baby. Why do you think a lot of those prison outfits are orange? They even made a show. Remember, orange is the new black. Wear blue when you are about to have an important convo. Right. And pay attention to websites and the colors on the websites and when you're clicking buttons, darling. So, yeah, and that's what it's all about. And the people that don't know are always going to be, tricked and conned. But it seems like more people are knowing now than they used to. So that's a really good thing, which, but you also have to think about it. Once a lot of this is, over, then what? Then do we repeat the cycle, and do they, use you again and dumb you back down again? And what? That's why you have to make sure during this time you're not trying to overcompensate for something and focus on raising yourself as well, as far as finance, as far as education, as far as financial education, I'll say that, as far as business, as far as generational wealth. Don't use this time to flex. Use it to grow, because it's very important. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're not going back to sleep. Okay. Well, if you don't want to go back to sleep, you have to remain at your highest frequency. Okay. You got to remain at that highest frequency, and that takes discipline. And a lot of people are not disciplined. So, in order to remain at your highest frequency, you got to feed your body certain things, and you have to not put certain things in your body. Mm-hmm. You said, would you fix your credit? I don't have bad credit. I fixed my credit a long time ago when I started dating an older man. Okay, that's how you fix your credit. What you doing? Anyway, it's neither here nor there. Girl, go. Fix your credit in 2 months with this old man. That's my other channel though. No one can take my grandmother gave to me, no matter how much they would try to tell me what I am. I'll always be proud to be Mexican. Okay. Well, you know how people show their pride? To reintroduce it into their DNA. Okay. Reintroduce your Mexican back into your DNA. And there you go. That's how people really know. If you always claiming an ancient ancestor or an ancestor or a grandma, claim them through your children. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, it's just talk and no action. And that's why I say, talk about it, be about it, baby. You said Experian copy. You so crazy. Okay. How can we stay in high vibration frequency? I read somewhere doing what we love is the way. Yeah, if you're happy and you're vibrating on a higher frequency, and when you're happy, it releases endorphins, which is also highly vibrating. Yeah, definitely. Even just doing something different or learning increases your vibration. If you don't have anything that makes you happy right now, just learning something new also increases your frequency. Reading something new and interesting also increases your frequency. Um, Even watching some stupid videos with some cats that make you laugh raises your frequency. Comedy raises your frequency. Um, but remember, you also have to be leaving, you also have to be giving, you also have to be like not putting more toxins in your body to lower it at the same time. Sorry, I'm gonna turn my ringer down. Um, can I do 2021 predictions? How about we claim the plasma on New Year's night? Well, like I told, 2021 is going to be the shift in power. You know, um, everything's going to start shifting over to empower those who have been oppressed. And they'll also start to empower themselves. But like I said, empower themselves, not, you will have people seeing a different way in order to do what is balanced, I'll say, in order to right a lot of wrongs, in order to, you know, allow people to allow people the opportunity to get what they deserve, and so on and so forth. Um, I won't say it's a handout. It's more of a, okay, we won't hold you back anymore and we'll do what's fair. It's more of that thing. Um, but still, remember, at as long, the thing that you need to do during this time is try to own something that is not owned a lot by, people of color. Like, I was trying to find a payroll company that was like Black owned in my area, and I couldn't find one. Not one. And I live in Houston, the fourth largest city. The closest one is in Dallas, and I don't even know if that's legit. So, we don't have anything like that. We don't have payroll companies. We don't have certain companies. We don't own too many banks. We own a couple of banks. But remember, you don't run anything unless you run the money, the medical industry. Okay, y'all start owning some labs, some medical labs, some banks, and some payrolls and whatnot. Um, Engineering, oil and gas consulting, right? And see, the power, the switch of the power is the opportunity to start making those deals. Don't be so focused on stuff that does not control, a lot of things right now. Technology is very important. You need a lot of people need to start owning certain types of technology. because, like I said, don't be distracted by the little things. Okay. Get something like if you have a lot of money, or if you make a really good deal, or if you have a partner in something, you need, like the people that have a lot of money need to make big deals right now to own some of those things. Right. Mm-hmm. How can you get the money to own technology? I'm saying people that already have the money, the people that have already gotten rich, like a lot of the entertainers, a lot of the black billionaires that are out there. Those type of people need to be focused on these type of things, as well as the millionaires and stuff like that. People like um, that have this money that they can pull together need to focus on owning something. But still, there's that, well, I don't want to do that and put all my money into something because I want to, be fabulous and shine brighter than this next dude over here. And then the cycle repeats itself over and over again because no one owns anything. Yeah, you got to own your own. Thank you, Janice. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you, Felicia. Thank you from the Vortex. I'm sorry I didn't see those earlier. I just opened my phone. All right. What if you can't have kids? How can you claim them through your DNA? Huh? You said you don't have kids? Then I don't know. I understand. How can you claim something you don't have? Money will be most of the conscious people's downfall. If you did before, have to, oh, yeah, money. I don't think it's money itself. I think it's a lack of understanding, a lack of intelligence, a lack of knowledge. You know, I'll just say a lack of knowledge because money is just a tool. That's like saying a hammer will ruin people. It's a tool. A lack of knowledge of what a hammer is for, or what you could do with a hammer. If there was a TV show and they gave you one tool and they say, okay, and they gave you endless supplies, but they only gave you one tool, who would build what with that one tool that's given? Okay. So money is just a tool. It's not a downfall. It's the knowledge that is the downfall, the lack of knowledge. Mm-hmm. Wealth don't mean woke. That's right. My dad said that most people don't know how to connect the dots. That's true. If you watch the news, you'll know what to invest in. Medical industry, technology, and what else? Media, all the things that control you. Invest in everything that you have been brainwashed by. That's what you need to do. Also, banks, the people that rob you, and payroll. That's what y'all need to own. Everything that oppresses you is what you need to own. Everything that tells you this and that and brainwashes you, you need to own. Anything that, they try to inject inside of you and put in your body, that's what you need to own. That way, they can't really pull that anymore. People can't pull, oh, we're going to make vaccines, or we're going to make this pill or this medication and advertise it and tell you that the risk is death. And then 2 years later, if you suffered death or a family member suffered death from taking this drug, then that's when the lawyers get their little money and the court system get their little money, and you get your $4 from the class action lawsuit, your $4. So it's like they just recycle the energy. They start from, the technology, and then it leads into the medical, and then leads into the media, and then now goes into the court system, and you get $4 out of it at the end of the day if you file. Right? So now you understand how it works, what you need to own. That's why every time someone tried to buy a media channel, something bad happens. Okay, because media is very powerful. What if you keep hearing the word in your head at night? Does it mean anything? What if you keep hearing that word? What, death? Death. Does it mean anything? Not to me, because I was a mortician. It meant work for me. I guess it depends on your perspective. Right. The entertainment industry and the music industry as well. As soon as people, try to buy stuff, a lot of stuff at once, that's when people start trying to come against them, because that's the power. They don't mess with you when you're talking, but when you start to buy, they mess with you. And that's why right now is the perfect time, because they can't mess with you. That's why people need to go ahead and start buying, or putting their money together or something. And that will be for the greater good. It wouldn't just be for one group of people. If people owned these industries, it could stop a lot of people from being lied to so much. It would definitely lift the veil. People would start telling the truth if they owned the media outlet. Using bad for good, yeah. Right now it's desperate times, so people should be like buying up everything, even if it's whatever, stocks, whatever. They need to buy up everything. How to honor your ancestors if you can't have kids? Well, I mean, if I wanted to honor an ancestor and I couldn't have kids or whatnot, that's not how you really honor ancestors. You work on their behalf. You stand up for people on their behalf. You know what I'm saying? You help the causes on their behalf. You become an advocate of people like them. You don't just, bring it up in conversation when it sounds convenient. You go do some work. Okay. Like during that whole Black Lives Matter thing, you could see that, especially since Donald Trump has been president, you could see a lot of people come out of the woodwork with racism, and it also a lot of people who are one thing and claim that there's something else. You have a lot of people that forget, after us, it's then you. Then you'd be the focus, and they forget because they're kind of like in the middle. But at the end of the day, if there's no one else, then there's you. A lot of like Hispanic people were telling people, "Oh well, you need to stand up for the flag and sing the national anthem and da 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 da." I'm like, do you? Never mind. I ain't got time. But at the end of the day, if you want to honor your ancestors, teach them or learn their culture and become, knowledgeable about that side of everything. Okay? Know who you are. That's the best thing you could do. Know who they were. Money is energy, so choose wisely what you invest in. Common sense. All right. Investing in the stock market is also giving your energy as well to those companies. But if you know how to transmute that energy and use that energy and that money and certain things to get out what you put in or get out more than what you put in, it's just, it's good. Thank you for answering. You're welcome. I'm working on an astrological market barometer. Okay. Think of money as your own natural energy yield. That's right. Money is energy, and I can say that because I know that. When you vibrate on a certain frequency, your channel opens up to receive knowledge on how to get certain things, knowledge on how to obtain things, knowledge on how to get money. Okay. I'm just going to tell you, the higher your frequency goes, as far as knowledge, you will never be broke. Okay. You will always have money. This is why most of the really enlightened people, not the fake hoteps, but the really enlightened people always have money because it's a frequency. It's an idea frequency. And those ideas that bring money is what they're getting, what they're picking up on. Their ability to think outside of the box is what they're getting because their frequency is very high. It's not a plan. It's not doing things in a correct order. It's the frequency of the ideas that help you see from a higher perspective on how to get paid. So most people, if you ask them how they're going to get money, they're going to tell you a small, boxed in way to get paid. And they're going to be working extra hard to even get that little amount. So that's how you know that it's not a plan or about the steps you take. It's about how you think. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's what my elixirs do. It helps you think outside that box. It lifts you and starts, giving you a sense of well-being and you know, the ideas you'll be able to pick up on that you weren't able to pick up on before because you've been in a box. It just gives you the extra thing you've been missing. Like, what have I been doing with my life? And that's why I always tell people, look, you stuck, Get them elixirs and you'll be unstuck. But you can't keep feeding yourself toxins at the same time. You got to choose. You know. Highly vibrational diet is a diet without meat or dairy. There you go. Sprinkle, sprinkle. There you go. I mean, it's that simple. Superfoods, and look up superfoods, eat them. Supplements, chlorophyll, spirulina. There you go. It's that simple. It's not very complicated. You can order all that stuff online. And you can stop eating all that stuff that is toxic. Alcohol, cut it out. Can phase 1 be taken with gold elixir? I would take phase 1, and I would only take the gold elixir when I needed like energy. You know what I'm saying? Because there's gold in that phase 1 already. It's already some in there. There you go. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, meat's not bad, but it attracts vultures. The carcasses attract vultures, if you know what I mean. Like, I told my garbage can story yesterday. I've been trying to put my mom on for a minute. I just play your videos and be like, watch. It's the moment it's a movement. Oh, okay. Right. Do you ship the elixirs outside the USA? No, I don't do that anymore. It's because people think I'm Amazon and I'm not Amazon. And people are very impatient, and I don't feel like dealing with emails and being customer service for trying to ship liquids through customs all over the world. It's not a good thing. So I'm so sorry if you don't live in the US. But, just stay highly vibrational and do the best you can with the supplements. I just feel that it was too much for me, and I didn't want to have to deal with all the people calling asking, why is my stuff? Well, I wrote the wrong address, or it's in customs, and it's too much work for me, and I don't like to do that much work. So I'm sorry. But what you can do is you can get someone in the US to order it for you and send it to you. I mean, that's the best thing I can ask. I mean, that's the best thing you can do. I have had a few people do that. They have a friend in the US, or they'll ask a US person to order it and then send it to them. Mm-hmm. I've been taking the chlorophyll and spirulina pill mix. Just got a ninja so I can get the powder from and mix in a smoothie. Oh, okay, yeah. It works like magic. Like, even if you have allergies or something like that, you take that and they'll be gone. You won't even have the symptoms anymore. Mm-hmm. Like, I know my daughter Layla, she used to have like allergies in the morning, and I give her spirulina and she don't get it. It's just don't even get it no more. Just a lot of stuff that people think they have, it's just because they don't have, their body's too busy fighting off toxins and doesn't have the right supplements. Most people don't have all these things that they think they have. They're just toxic. That's it. People will run down a list of all their issues. I have this, I have allergies, I have something, bowel syndrome, and all the stuff that y'all see on TV. No, you just toxic. You're just walking around toxic. That's all you're doing. You're just toxic. I'm nice. I'm a nice person. No, I don't mean your personality. I mean your body, baby. You're just a toxic person. Literally. Not your personality, but your body. You're a nice person. Your body's just toxic. And a lot of people say, oh, detox, I'm going to do a detox. What use is doing a detox if you're going to go back and put toxins right in? That's like going to rehab and getting out and doing drugs. I'm going to go to rehab so I can get out and do drugs. That don't make sense. Oh, I'm about to go to rehab for the weekend so I can detox, but I'll be back for that crack on Monday. Okay. What do you mean? What about colloidal silver? Take it. I sell that too. It's on my Etsy store, Dark Realm. It's linked below in the description, my Etsy store, where I do sell my elixirs. I have heard some scarcity mindset. On one side, you get, on the other hand, gets taken from you, such as shortage mindset. What? Do you think having sex is low vibrational? Depends on you, who you doing it with. Are they low vibrational? Are they toxic? Are they brainwashed? What do they eat? Are they broke? Do they got money? Do they make good decisions? You sleeping with somebody that's low vibrational, then it's transferring to you all their stuff. Like, if you're gonna sleep with somebody, make sure you sleeping with somebody you want to be like. Okay, or you want what they got. Yeah. Not someone you don't want what they got. That's why I always tell, like on my other channel, I always, like, people are always saying, oh, but I love him, and they name all his problems and wonder why they got problems. You got problems because whoever you sleeping with got them problems. Why am I stuck? Who you sleeping with? A Dusty? That's why you stuck. Well, what do you want to be? I want to be successful and smart, and I want to own my own business. Well, that's who you need to go sleep with, baby. But no one that I know or around my age has those things that I'm attracted, that are attracted to me. Well, don't matter about the age, baby. Go get you an old man. Shoot, they done figured it all out. Go get you some wisdom. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay, go get you some wisdom. People always ask me, how are you so wise and young, and how do you know this and that? Because I do. I said I do to an old man. That's why. But honestly, I'm joking. Everything is just silly right now, but that's just the truth. Whoever you exchange frequencies with, those frequencies get inside your body, and that's what makes you vibrate. That's what, so gotta think carefully. You can take on their karma with sleeping with others. I'd had only my own to clear. Right. Well, I would look at it as more of, you can look at it on the positive side as well. Like, what are you going to gain from them as well? And they're taking on your karma too, as you put it. I don't put it that way, but they're taking on your stuff too. And they've already, especially if they're older and wiser, they've already been through what you've been through. So they already got them answers. So guess what? Now you got the answers. But the lost leading the blind, y'all ain't gonna have no answers. Y'all gonna be going in a circle. So if you got issues, don't be with nobody with issues. Be with somebody that solves issues. And then your issues, guess what? Will be solved. Okay. Sure, how do I start getting consistent sales on Etsy? I want to be free. Work it, baby. Work it. Work it like your life depend on it, baby. Okay. If you hired a company, let me ask you a question. If you hired a company to help you get more sales, what would that company go and do? That's what you go do then. Whatever you gonna hire them to do, you go do that. You got the keys? Mm-hmm. So yeah, make sure that you understand. Keep your frequency as high as you can, and you will never feel what I call trapped, brainwashed, or think inside the box anymore. That's how you free yourself, by raising your frequency. That goes to anybody. You could be anybody, and that's the same thing, because there are a lot of people that are walking around in every race that are asleep, and in the poverty cycle. That's why you need to observe those who have figured it out. Surround yourself with certain people that have experience where you don't, and that's how you do it. You don't you don't stick around something that you don't want to be or become. You said church of poison mind, right? Like, that's why I don't go to church. I would never go to church again, because that's a bunch of brainwashed people going in a circle. Unless they're using that knowledge to free themselves, to figure it out and start decoding, their religion or their Bible, and then moving on to something else. But I could never be around a bunch of, brainwashed people. 2120 predictions. The shift in power. There you go. There's the prediction. The shift in power. Hopefully people do something good with that power. Lots of mental illness. I'll say that. There'll be a lot of mental illness. Like literal mental illness. There'll be a lot of mental illness. You're gonna see a lot of mental illness. No, it's not cold. I'm being serious. You're gonna see a lot of mental illness, because, like I said, if you can't vibrate high enough to free your energy from that's inside someone else, and they're highly affected by certain things, then you're going to feel that as well, and you're not going to know where it's from, and you're going to start to feel that. You know what I'm saying? So, like let's say someone starts going insane, or they're sick, or they have these weird thoughts that you've never had, but your DNA is inside of them via however it got inside of them. For example, let's say your DNA was stolen from you, taken to a lab, and then put inside another person. Let's just say that. And now all of a sudden you start feeling strange. Like, why do I feel this way? I feel like I need to wrap up in a blanket and rock back and forth, and but usually you're very vibrant and outgoing and witty. But now all of a sudden your DNA is inside, somebody that's depressed. Now what do? You got to vibrate high. The higher you vibrate, the higher that depressed person vibrates. And you free yourself from their physical being. And then you lift them. That's why they always, that's why they say, if this thing goes down, you may have to go back every 2 years to get someone's DNA, put inside you, because it will wear off, because eventually you will vibrate high enough to get to get your energy out of whoever it was put into. Okay. That's why you see all these celebrities exercising and working out, and that's how you get it out. You vibrate high, eat good, exercise, read, raise your frequency. Okay. So, I'm like, I don't think, like, see my DNA, like, and if you have a mixed bloodline, mixed DNA, it's not really going to be an issue. What? That's why Lizzo want change? Probably. That's probably what that is. I saw that thing on Lizzo. She said she don't like her body no more, because now probably some of her DNA is inside somebody who got anorexia. Girl, what? It could help you, but it could also hurt you mentally. But if you get, raise your frequency back up, then you're back to who you are. Thank you, 1025. When will the world get back to normal? What's normal? Do you think the world was normal in the first place? When will the world get back to what? Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you for the donation. What's normal? When was the world normal? Let me ask you that. The ones who practice bloodletting, what? How it was before the pandemic. That ain't normal. That was not normal. How the world was before the pandemic was not normal. Not to a lot of people. To some people, it wasn't good. Some people, it was normal. Some people, it was good. So it depends on who you are as to if it was normal. Some people, they weren't experiencing normal life. Before the fallen ones came. Right. You mean, thank you, Crystal. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So what I would call normal is when everyone was at peace with each other and treated everyone as if they were themselves. That would be normal. We did not live in a normal society. So maybe that's what we're trying to get back to. Shira, you said everything is going online, so people need to work for themselves. Yeah. I think people need to work for themselves no matter what. Because think about it. If you work for someone, what does that really mean? Without that person, what do you have? Without that company, what do you really have? If something else happens, like a pandemic or whatever, and they lay you off, what you gonna do? So please try to become self-sufficient. Don't, I mean, if you got to work for somebody while becoming self-sufficient, that's understandable, but don't just do that and not try to free yourself at the same time. Okay. Thank you, Crystal. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Another crystal. Huh? 2 crystals in a row. Appreciate it. Mm-hmm. You said indentured servitude, right? A lot of people work so that they can start their own business. They save it up, until they can do their own thing. They work on it at the same time. Don't just do one thing. Because think about it. Think about all the big owners of certain things. Do you think that they worked for other people most of their lives? No. Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, how long do you think they worked for other people? And I'm not saying you have to be like them, but even if you take a less famous or, rich person, they probably did not work for people very long either. It's just they understand that workers never go anywhere unless they create their own thing, Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things, that raising your frequency will help you do, is to figure out what you can do to get paid on your own. Mm-hmm. You said you can't hide behind anyone. Accountability can be hard for everyone at times, right? But that's why you have to do something that you can be accountable for. Um, or that you think you could be accountable for or become accountable for. But even if it's creating something digital or written or a book or something, something. So many people had their own businesses, but now they don't. Yeah, because when I say have your own, that means you own your land that the business is on, you own the building that the business is in. That way you can't be shut down, or you can operate in a different way. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people own the name of their business, but they don't own the building or the land that business sits on. Okay? That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Buy some land, get some real estate, buy some, business complexes, et cetera, et cetera. So, make different ways to earn money, find different routes to keep your business thriving, even if there is a shutdown. I remember when that first started happening, when the shutdown first started happening, restaurants were like devastated. So they started catering. They put a big food truck outside, and you could come pick up your catered orders. They were still going to find a way to make money. Maybe not as much, but they were still going to make money. Mm-hmm. How do I donate on here? So she can answer my question. If you don't see the little dollar sign at the bottom, they probably won't allow it where you live, or maybe your money's not hooked up to the YouTube or something. I don't know. And a lot of people are scared of the word business owner, and like you have to know all this stuff. No, you don't. If you own a Poshmark store online and sell the junk out of your closet, you're a business owner. If you have an Etsy store and you sell products off Etsy out of your house, you're a business owner. Okay. If you wrote a book and you are the author, that's your business, that book. Okay. Push it. Anything that you put yourself into is a business. You don't have to have all this knowledge. Once you start making the money, you can hire an accountant. You ain't got to do the hard work, because I know I'm not. Hire an accountant. Right? And to do the dirty work, if you don't want to do all that extra stuff, okay, well, here you go. This is what I do. This is what you make it work. I'll just do the work for the business, and you make it look clean on that side. That's what you got to do. You said, why is this happening to me? I'm Crystal, then another crystal sends money. This keeps happening. Another crystal sent you money. So now you got money from 3 crystals. Well, you got to make sure, like, Crystal is a popular name, right? It's a very popular name. So remember, if you start feeling strange, just go out and exercise or start eating better, and I'm sure you'll be back to normal. Don't allow any type of energies to take over your normal energy. And if you're like that naturally, you're probably causing someone else to feel that, and maybe. So also think about that. And if you all of a sudden start feeling happy for no reason, whoever is within you is about to be gone. You might be right back to humdrum. Can everybody be a leader, or everybody follows? It depends on which one is more dominant. That's why you have to raise your frequency. The higher frequency is the dominant frequency. And once you vibrate to a certain level, a lower frequency cannot hold a higher frequency. So it leaves. Okay. What? So that's why you got to stay high vibrational. I think, Miriam, you got the wrong channel today. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Mm-hmm. She says she's a virgin waiting until marriage. Could I still get a rich man? Religious reasons. If you find a religious man looking for a virgin, I guess. Who got money? Any rich men looking for virgins? There you go. How to remove foreign attachments from Ark. Vibrate high. Eat highly vibrational foods, exercise, laugh, have fun, raise your frequency higher than theirs. It probably is. And then yours will leave. So it's like, I'm pretty sure whoever, let's say your energy was put in somebody. If they are a naturally happy, go lucky person and you're humdrum, your energy may not be able to escape theirs as easily. But if your diet is good, if you have a positive outlook, if you're constantly learning stuff, your vibration is going to be higher than theirs, and then you'll be able to escape them. Okay, so men are here. I'm rich. So that's what you got to do. Just keep your vibration high at this time. Christian mingle, sprinkle, sprinkle. Y'all are silly. I believe some people came in here in a high frequency. It's not something we have to build up, but tune into, especially those of you melanin. You came with a frequency above the current one. That's true, but if you lower it daily, then you have to get it back up, because there's a lot of things that are put in place to lower your frequency as well. A lot of things that you eat and drink that will lower that. And so you got to, like, if you're in a healthy person and you're an unhealthy person, you're going to have to work that out. Also, you might start getting some of the symptoms of that sick person, and you don't have to be well in order to heal them. You see what I'm saying? So if y'all both sick and terrible, then guess what? Bye, Felicia. Bye, Felicia. With life. Bye, with life. Bye, with life. Y'all was with each other's life, but y'all didn't have no good habits. So I guess that's what happened. Okay, y'all done canceled each other out. Y'all both terrible. Okay. This one was unhealthy, and so was this one. Oh well. Guess that wasn't a good match. Teamwork makes the dream work, right? Don't cancel each other out. Raise y'all's frequency on both sides. Everybody needs to raise their frequency, not just one race, because if you over here eating a pork sandwich and your body's full of toxins and you drinking alcohol and this person over here is sick, it's a dead end situation, literally. Okay? Recently, it's been a whole purging of that bad vibes, it feels like. I like Phoenix being reborn on a new plane. Right, it does. They keep using that name, Phoenix, and they keep saying purge, especially on CNN. They know what's going on. They're trying to tell people, but they have to do it in code, I guess. One thing I learned recently is what? Don't hesitate to take your life into your own hands. That's right. My frequency is high, but my sleeping pattern is all the way off, going to sleep at like 5 to 8 a.m. over the past week. That isn't right. You need to do something during the day to tire yourself out. Because, like, here's the thing. Depending on who you are and how high your frequency is, you may be energy to the other person. And they may be feeling this surge of energy from you and your DNA, and they may be up all night because they're not used to that. You're used to that, but now you're feeling what they're feeling because they're not used to that. You see? You are energy, period. Like, if you're energy, or you might be, somebody's energy may be inside you that's highly energetic, and that's what you're getting, depending on who you are. So if you up all night, you got an energetic person with a lot of frequency, with a high frequency. And you up all night. And they, it might not last too long if they free themselves from you or whatnot. I realize that many people are low frequency, but on the other hand, it's important to network and get to know other people through our connections. That's just part or pent up energy. How does someone put their energy into another person? Scientifically, spiritually, scientifically. Okay. medically. That's all I can say. How? Yeah, that's how. So, if you start to feel a little strange, you know what to do. I wake up out of excitement. What will I learn today? Yep, me too. The substance has liquefied. We got to take advantage. This shift will create our outcome. That's true. Um, for what purpose? Noah's Ark. Yeah, some of us are Noah's Ark. It's more than just out gut. There's a respect to it too. Right. So, if you're ignorant to all of this, if you don't know anything about any of this, just understand if you start feeling low or sad or not yourself, start eating better and exercising and lifting your vibration. That's all. If you don't know anything, but you start feeling strange, just do that, basically. Mm-hmm. That's all you need to know. Just raise your frequency so that it will go away. That's how it will go away. That's how it will go away. Raise your frequency. That's why every time someone comes on here and asks me about depression or they don't feel like this or they feel stuck, I say raise your frequency because that's all you got to do. High frequency people don't have these problems. So guess what? Raise your frequency. That's it. That's the answer. Raise your frequency. People don't understand how simple things are. They will pay someone to lie to them and give them some more toxins to put inside their bodies to lower it right back down so that they can never escape. But let me tell you, high frequency people don't have those problems, period. Raise your frequency. I don't care how many people told you you were this or you were that, or you have this or you suffer from that. Well, what is that? What is that? What is making you feel like that? What energy is causing those feelings and thoughts in your being? You can numb it or mask it, but if you just vibrate on a higher frequency, you won't have it anymore. You stay vibrating on a higher frequency, you won't have those issues. Okay? So that's the solution. Mhm. These chats are so grounding for me. I love how I can always get food for thought here. Well, you got to make sure that it's the right food because, sometimes if you have certain energies in your body that rejects certain things, like let's say, for example, your energy is inside another person that believes in something you don't believe in. And they're learning about what they believe in, and what they're going to start having conflicts within, because they don't have the knowledge that you have. And you may not have any conflicts because you already know what they know and you've already decoded it and so on and so forth. So you're going to see a lot of people switch their spiritual beliefs as well in the upcoming years. You're going to see a lot of people getting out of religion. You're going to see a lot of people getting out of superstition. You're going to see a lot of people get out of all of that because they now share an energy and some type of knowledge that's going to shift their thinking. And if it's something good or something beneficial to them, or they find it interesting, they're going to go with that frequency, And if these two frequencies can benefit off of each other, they won't be so quick to get rid of each other. You know what I'm saying? So it could be good or bad. If, But if you just don't want to be in that whole situation, you know what to do. I really need to check out Noah's Ark video. Yeah. Religious people will be new outcasts. No, they'll probably just stop being religious after a little while. You know? Could you imagine, like, if someone's energy who was very energetic, who was very religious, got into someone who was very scientific, what would happen? They would start figuring stuff out. Everybody calling at the wrong time, texting at the wrong time. I don't know why, but I ain't answering. So okay. Sorry, y'all. What would happen to the churches? They would have to turn into something else. Yeah, they'd have to turn into something else. Or start teaching the truth and decoding what the stuff really means. Now they'll have to start decoding the Bible instead of using it to brainwash you. They'll just have to flip. Some of them are trying to do that, but they're still talking in code. Like, they're trying. They're just not coming straight out like I will and say it. Because basically, they would just turn into this. And you wouldn't be worshiping a sky god. You'd be actually looking at the person over there and understanding who they really are. So they probably won't do that, but they'll probably try to give as many hints and clues as possible. But they will never really come straight out and say it, you know. That's why they're trying to have everyone become one race in America. So when they do say it, it's not a big deal anymore, you know. It's amazing. You're also going to see more interracial couples because, you know, if your DNA is inside someone else and they start finding another race attractive that they may have never found attractive before, it might just be that energy. You know, like, ooh, you know, ooh, I think I like it. So watch out now. It's amazing what these are some people going into religion or back into it because of current events and shifts. Either they're going back into it out of fear or they're going back into it because they have decoded it and understand what it is and they want to convey a message through coded religion. So I don't know, whatever it is for them, it is for them. But if they're only doing it out of fear, then that's exactly what religion was for in the first place, you know, to box in people's thinking. When you don't get knowledge, when you don't get enough knowledge to understand what's happening, and you only get a little bit, that's why I say little bit of knowledge is dangerous. When you don't get enough to kind of understand what's really going on, then you revert back to what you know more. And that's what that is. They didn't learn enough. So they had to go back to what they knew more of. And that's fine, you know, but Like I say, when you start on a spiritual journey or a journey of knowledge, you have to keep going. You can't stop. And it's nothing to fear. It's like Casper, right? People are scared because they feel the electricity. I know, but that's just energy. That's just, you know. It's like the movie Ghostbusters. Just go watch Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters. That's all that is. What'd you say? The media pushes fear. I don't fear anything. Like, you know what the fear does? It lowers your frequency. So, of course, the media pushes that. Just go watch it again and look for the hidden symbolism and information in it, you know. I think most people don't look deep enough to see the underlying messages of things. They only see the surface, which is, that's why you have to go back and look at stuff, rewatch stuff, re-listen to old music, because a lot of the information is there too. What do you have to fear? There's nothing to fear. If you take care of yourself, if you're disciplined and you have a high frequency, you're good. You don't have to worry. Did you see the movie Queen and Slim? Can you decode it? I saw that movie. The end of that movie, that person that picked them up with the braids and they was doing too much, trying to, that was a person in a mask. That was a rapper, a masked being. You know what I'm saying? They were a masked being in disguise. There you go. That's why they got turned in, because they trusted the wrong person. That's the whole mask thing. The whole mask thing is to keep those energies from transferring and leaving and all that kind of stuff too. You said that movie was very predictable. I didn't like that movie too much. It was too coded. They tried too hard. Have you seen the BTS group doing MK? Looks like Michael Clone. What's MK? You can use your phone as a Ouija board. Yep. Sasha does that. But she'll go on the little keyboard and she'll ask a question and roll her finger around, and then whatever the automatic word comes up, that's what the answer will be. Me and Sasha do that all the time, but we get some really good information there. Like, I have pages of information that came from that. And plus it's a phone, It's crazy. You can get crazy accurate answers. And I was going to talk about that in one of my videos, but I thought people would think it was crazy. But you could communicate with different types of beings, and all that kind of stuff. Not just ghosts. Like, here's some pages like that we decoded, and this is the stuff that we get. Let me see. Like, here's a page of words that we just got, and I decoded. We got Jinn, the Jinn. We got Duck, plasma collector. We have Sudoku, a game of numbers that must remain in a single digit. We got Sick. We got Wish. We got Flight. What else did we get? Sparkle. We got Twisted. We got Yah. We got, what else did we get? Fish. Sushi. Ditto. So, as you can see, a lot of those words are very coded and cryptic. But we ask certain questions too. But I'm not going to tell you all the questions because I didn't really write the questions down. But the answers were very accurate to the questions. Can you show us how to do it? Okay. So like you find an app. Oh, God. You find an app like Sasha likes to use TikTok, so I'll just use TikTok as an example. Sorry. So like you'll go just on the keypad right here and you'll ask a question and you'll say, oh, what's going on in the world? What's going to happen on December 21st or whatnot? People keep asking me the question. And then you just roll it around and this name pops up or something. This is Jam Shed Purr. I don't even know what that means, but I'm going to go look it up. So if you don't know what it means, you just go and Google it. Jam Shed Purr? Is that how I spelled it? Oh, here it is. Jamshedpur, whatever that is. It's a city in India. A large city set between this place and that place. So then I'll have to look up the meaning of this name. So I know it's in India. It's a city in India. So I'm going to put that name meaning. Jamshedpur name meaning. What does it mean? It means land of black soil. It means, let's see. At one time it was known as Kalimati, which is land of black soil, after the village near Sangchi was renamed Jamshedpur in 1919, and now it's 2020. You see? So it was renamed in 1919, and now it's 2020. And it was Kalimati, which is the land of the black soil. So what does it mean now? It means Kalimati Road, the black soil road. You see? So I'm telling you, it's crazy accurate because now everything's going back. That's how it works. So I ask anything. Sometimes it'll be strange, but you can keep going. Hold on. Hello? Hi. Okay, thank you. Oh, hello. Oh, okay, never mind. Thank you. No, I got my answer. I forgot something and I just remembered. Thank you. Bye. I thought tomorrow was Friday and it's Thursday. So yeah, that's what it means. Interesting, right? Also, the land of black soil also means what? Kemet, the land of the black arts, because of the black soil is why it was named that. back to Egypt, the road back to Kemet. That's why a lot of the American symbols are ancient Egyptian symbols. Like the dollar has the pyramid on it. We have all these obelisks everywhere. Da 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 da. And so that's what it is. It's the road back to Kemet. The road back to that type of, thinking and technology and spirituality and alchemy and all that kind of stuff. So if you're bored, you just want, to do that, do it. It works. I mean, and even if it's just nothing, you're still getting knowledge somehow, some way, because you're actually doing research or looking up stuff and learning stuff at the same time. But if you're going to ask stupid, dumb questions, remember things can be used for good or bad. Okay. And depending on the questions you ask, also depends on the decisions you make. Okay, think about that. So I wouldn't ask any questions that would interfere with my decision making. You know what I mean? As far as like I know a lot of people are going to go up there and ask about their ex and they, stupid stuff. And this is why I don't read cards anymore, because people use this type of thing for the stupidest reason. Okay, so try to use it as a higher mind. That's the same thing. When technology gets in the hands of lower frequencies, it's no good. It's corrupted. Okay. When technology gets in the hands of a lower mind, it becomes corrupted. When it gets in the hands of a higher mind, that's when it starts to really excel. So do not be that lower corruption. Okay. Because that's where it will take you. Don't be on there asking about some dusty ex. Don't be on there asking about the lottery and stupid stuff like that, okay? Thank you. Don't be over there asking dumb, stupid stuff, okay? Just, will I be married? If somebody asks you, ugh. Okay. How to heal. Vibrate higher. Raise your frequency. Okay. Focus on yourself and raise your frequency. That's how you heal anything. Raise your frequency and take care of yourself. And then you will be fine. What time is it? Yeah, I'm about to go to my other channel, but it's not complicated. I think we overcomplicate stuff, and that's why it's a downward spiral sometimes. Is Earth corrupt? Earth itself is not corrupt. It's the vibrations that are affecting the Earth that are corrupt. It's just like a body is not corrupt until whatever's in that body starts corrupting it, or on that body starts corrupting it. A body is perfect when it comes. Okay, so whatever is affecting that body is corrupt, and that's why it needs to get, healed. Its inhabitants, right? So if you can heal someone through raising your frequency, and your knowledge then becomes their knowledge, and vice versa, then that may heal certain things within you as well as within them. You know, if you have a piece of the puzzle that they don't have and they have a piece of the puzzle that you don't have, then that's the one way. But like I said, the person could be totally corrupt and be almost a cancer to you. So you will have to vibrate super high to free your energy from that person. Okay. And you don't know who it is or what it is. So if you don't feel right, if it's not beneficial, if you start feeling something unbeneficial, you better raise that frequency super high and get up out of there. Okay. All right, y'all. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to go ahead and go. I hope you guys learn something and be smart and do what you got to do and do your research and stop depending on other people to tell you things, because they can tell you something wrong and you become a researcher. And you also take control of your own destiny and your own life and stop depending on everybody to guide you all the time. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. See y'all later. Bye.